It's been 3 months since a fire ripped through this apartment building, leaving behind a mess. And although there's a fence up to block it, residents here still want to know when it's going to be cleaned up before something even worse happens. People do a lot of crazy things behind the wheel, like putting on makeup, changing the radio stations, even talking on the phone. But if you get caught using this to text, it's going to cost you. The heat wave continues today with temperatures reaching the mid-90s, and more parents are looking for places like these to bring their children to beat the heat. More than 9 million vehicles cross the Ambassador Bridge each year, stretching its capacity to the max. Officials on both sides of the border say they want an updated version of it. In fact, Canada offered Michigan $500 million to do just that. But the only problem is the owner of the current bridge does not want to give it up, and he's willing to spend his own money to build a new one just down the river. But the question is the state willing to accept his offer and his terms? On a hot and humid night, hundreds of people came out to honor the men and women who gave their lives. They are here to see the Vietnam Moving Wall. The wall will be here in Hamburg Township for 3 days, likely none more moving than tonight's opening ceremony, where shots rang out, flags folded meticulously, and wreaths were laid. All in honor of those lost so long ago, 58,000 of them, and each name engraved on this wall.
It's still hard to see all these names all at once in one place. It's incredibly sorrowful. It's very sad to know that happened.
Felt like I had to be here. I have a friend whose brother's on this wall. It's pretty sad. It's very sad. Fortunately, I didn't have to go to Vietnam, but it's very sad for the guys that did have to go.
Just heard about the wall so many times and never had a chance to see it, and now I got to get a chance to see it.
Even as the ceremony comes to a close, its impact on the people that saw it is something that will continue long after the wall moves on to a different city. In Hamburg Township, Alicia Nelson reporting. Texting. It's a way of communicating that has taken over our lives. It's everywhere. But according to the National Safety Council, 28% of car accidents are caused by texting. Many states have already banned texting while driving. Michigan joined them on July 1st. And not everyone's happy about it.
I don't see how it's really enforceable. The way that it's written, it doesn't seem to exclude a lot of other things that are equally dangerous.
I think it's long overdue, that it's dangerous to text and drive, and any kind of distracted driving is dangerous.
People do a lot of crazy things behind the wheel, like putting on makeup, changing the radio stations, even talking on the phone. But if you get caught using this to text, it's going to cost you. The violation for texting and driving won't show up on your record, but the fine is $100 for the first offense and $200 for the second.
I think that's fair. I mean, you have to have some fine, some kind of enforcement on it.
I think at a certain point, people need to be encouraged to exercise greater common sense.
But since talking on this cell phone is still legal, one question still comes up.
How are they going to have evidence whether I was dialing my phone number or I was texting?
Police admit it's going to be tough, but say in the end it will be up to a judge to decide. In Novi, Alicia Nelson reporting. That's the sound of hydro boats hitting the waters of the Detroit River. It's a tradition that goes back more than 70 years. The APDA Gold Cup race is one of the biggest events of the summer. While today is only the qualifying round, the boats still put on a good show for race fans.
This is my first time ever. I'm 38 years old. It's my first time to a boat race, so it's nice.
Thousands of people flock here to the Detroit River each year to catch a glimpse at the races. But for people here living at the apartment complex right on the riverfront, can come right outside and get a front row seat in their own backyard.
I always try to get down here every year when it's a boat race. And that scenery, and see everybody coming over, and visit.
I love the boat race. Just love to see them run up and down the river, It's a beautiful sight.
While some people will be forced to push through crowds to watch a race, for Amy and Catherine, it's just another added bonus to living on the river. In Detroit, Alicia Nelson reporting.